The Immortal Mask, a 1970s superhero crime noir adventure, follows a retired soldier turned reporter who is given a coveted interview with a death row inmate. What he learns thrusts him into Atlanta's shadowy underworld. He'll have to use his military training to survive being hunted for possessing the information that could topple the city's most powerful ruling class. This is not a pre-order or a crowdfunding campaign. Get your books now at Denali's.com.
"25 seconds to curtain, folks."
Your favorite podcast is Critical Blast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Nick Gibson. Nick, welcome back. Welcome back. And more comics. You haven't stopped.
No, I cannot stop. It's an addiction at this point.
So I got to ask, because I publish books, and I know what I put into the books and what I get out of the books, and we're several books into our publication history now.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't hit profit level yet. Have you? Are you making money at this yet?
To be honest, I'm not trying to make a profit. Like pretty much every amount of money I do get goes right back into the books. So it's kind of hard to gauge like if I'm making a profit because I'm just trying to get stuff funded. I'm trying to go for that like trade paperback. Yeah, where real money from the movie is made.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, the branding, it's the T-shirts. As I don't know the exact line. I'm trying to quote Spaceballs.
Gotta build the razors before you can sell the blades.
That's right. I can deal with that. I like that. So, yeah, get people to know who Screecher is, who the 2100 Samurai stories are.
You gotta build the theme park before you can get people to visit it.
And then they will come. They will come.
If you book them, they will come.
So, wow, you talking about trade paperback already? This is issue 2 of Screecher. How long of an adventure is this that you have planned?
So volume 1 is planned to be 4 issues.
Okay.
So right now we're at the halfway point.
And this is Screecher Begins. This is the origin of the character in these 4 arcs here.
Yes. Speaking of Batman Begins, this issue begins with a scene that is ripped straight from Batman Begins, and if you read the comic, you will know exactly what I'm talking about.
I've seen you post the image, so it was I was like, oh yeah, that's like a direct, almost a too direct callback if you ask me. But I was like, yeah, go with it,
The scene is different. I change enough words. I don't think Warner Brothers is going to come stomping down my door for that.
I seriously doubt. I mean, even if it was word for word, it's like he quoted a movie. It's
oh no,
arrest us all.
To be fair, there are worse things literally in those same panels. Like I got a Moogle kind of sitting on the nightstand. There's a My Chem poster partially obscured. I got an Avatar: The Last Airbender that I actually like. It was like directly blatant that it was Avatar, but then I like changed it to try to be like, okay, I'm kind of gonna get in parody range here at least.
Yeah, well, because she's in her old bedroom, in the mansion. She's returned home, and she was a fangirl. So she's got the pop culture paraphernalia still there. Because
so basically, so she was born in the year 2000. Time to feel old. And this book takes place in 2019. So she left her house in 2012, and that room is supposed to be a time capsule of what her house was like in 2012. So like that's why you see a lot of like 2012 era references. That's why you still got the CRT television there, kind of thing.
Yeah. So her world really did end in 2012.
I mean that world anyway. Like she went to New York and she kind of spent her teenage years in New York, and now she's home again, and she finds out you can't really come home because the home you left is not the home you returned to.
No, and she returns under dire circumstances. I mean, her father is dead / missing, and
her father is incarcerated.
Yeah, well, that's he's in jail, but she finds out that he's not a criminal. He's actually a superhero or a vigilante, which is arrestable. An arrestable.
Yeah,
offense.
Things are a bit murky right now, but we'll find out more as things go along.
And as one does when they find out their dad's a superhero and in jail, you tend to say, "Sounds like fun. Where's my costume?" And sure enough, she had one ready to go.
Mm-hmm. She had to kind of make a few tweaks, but she certainly fit it to her size.
And faithful butler, or he's not really the butler. I get the feel. I feel like he was more like her father's partner, not
Yes,
like domestic
you're
partner,
not.
but like more like a business partner.
You're not far off there. So, basically, Scotty and Harrison were old war buddies, and after the war, he ended up working for Eden. But then some stuff happened, so he kind of had to quit the company. So basically, from there, he worked as a groundskeeper, also like assistant to the family. So he's kind of like took care of things, and he's kind of been living there, taking care of the grounds while they've been away. But he's kind of like a second father to Avery.
And until she was 12, because I'm assuming she had no contact with him either. The you know 7 years that she was gone.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there's still love there. It's just she never really talked to him. Her mom wanted a clean break. Like he still paid Scotty to take care of the house, but beyond that, the mother just wanted a clean break.
As she would. I mean, I'm sure her world was a little bit rocked too
Mm-hmm.
by the events of the end of the previous hero's career. I'm not going to tell his name. Just let people read it and find out. So where did you get the idea to make this an owl motif? I mean, it's animal person mixture has always been a staple of superheroes, so it's the go-to thing. But an owl, was it just like, just so it's not a bat, or was there?
Partially, yes. I mean, I do. I don't even try to hide the Batman inspiration here. I mean, it'd be kind of stupid to pretend otherwise,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And you're not the first, using. So
yeah, I mean, to be fair, Screecher is kind of a mixture of like more Batgirl than Batman, plus like Moon Knight, Dove, and maybe a little bit of Raven. So it's a mixture of things. But yes, Batman inspired is. I'm not even. But like, I've always loved how they interpret owl-based superheroes. Like, I think owls, like based superheroes, kind of have like this unique kind of silhouette, and this kind of unique kind of shape. And I don't know, I just thought it was kind of interesting. Like the design element that I really fixated on was like, how Moon Knight, he has like the hood and it's like the black eyes, you can't see him. I always thought that would be like the hood was basically the initial part that I kind of had in my head, where it's like the eyes are black, you can see your face. And like the hood up, you got the beak kind of like Assassin's Creed, and you got like the owl ears kind of spouting up. I thought like that's a really interesting look, And then I took the cape from Dove from Titans, like the HBO Max show. I pretty much took that cape wholesale and put that on her. And then from there, the flight capabilities like I ripped from Batman Beyond, and just took a lot of different design elements and kind of put my own spin on it. And I really like what came out of it. It kind of hits that like the right chord of both being familiar but also unique at the same time.
Yeah, I'll throw out an idea here, which you now can't use because you can't ever take ideas that somebody else gave you, because you never know if I'll come back and say my idea and I'll sue you, which I won't. But one of the things I had read this about owls, and then I had one in my backyard and I saw it in action. It was sitting on the back of my house, and I heard it going hoot, 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 and I went out and said, "There's an owl out there." And when it saw me, it flapped its wings, and it, of course, flew off. Completely silent. There was no because they've got such a downy cushion in their wings, and it's why they can swoop down and attack prey unheard. They're known for they don't make any noise when they flap their wings and fly. So I was like, when I saw the image in the trailer of her flying, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if there was some sort of a silencer thing where instead of going, she just.
Well, here's the thing about the way she flies. Those thrusters aren't going off all the time. The thrusters kind of have a limited fuel source, which kind of means she has to do kind of a little different. Like the thrusters are mostly there for her to get off. And I can't believe I just said it that way.
Yeah, I was good. Let's bring one.
All right. The thrusters are there for her to launch from the ground. There, that's better. And then she mostly glides, but she just uses the rockets to kind of boost her up periodically. Kind of like a bird hopping from thermal to thermal.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess the big hurdle uh, and of course, comics is all about suspension of disbelief,
Mm-hmm.
is how quickly she seems to adapt to these tricks that she does. Now, she's been trained. She's not like, been working as an office librarian for 12 years and then just puts on a costume and goes out and suddenly is able to kick ass.
Yeah.
Because and you cover that in the first issue that daddy's
And I
been
even
preparing you without you knowing it.
And I even go more into it with the second issue, where like I drop hints where like, oh, I should probably get a hobby. Oh, let's go back to the place I used to train. Oh, hey, here's this guy who was training me as a kid. Oh, there's this childhood friend of mine that I haven't seen, and we kind of she hates me now because I abandoned her. And she says we fought together, we bled together. Oh, you're my former student. We trained as a kid. Like stuff like that, where it's like I sprinkle out information that reveal like, okay, yeah, her father has kind of been grooming her for something.
Yeah, but he'd been kind of like grooming her out in the open with publicly available training techniques. No hidden monastery in Tibet, where she just swept the floors and then learned the secrets.
Here's the thing: he has money, but not that much money. Enough money to pay for really good martial arts school, but not enough money to put her on a plane in Tibet for 6 months.
Yeah, she's not a billionaire. She's a socialite.
No, the family's kind of pretty good millionaires.
Yeah, but she does. Do they own a company? Is there a?
No, Harrison was the VP. Was a VP, so like a really high level executive. He had like his own division to himself that he was running.
Okay.
And then Elena was the head of engineering at U of M. So they made like good money, but not like, oh my, kind of thing.
Yeah. So like one of the reasons why they made Bruce Wayne a billionaire and made him run his own company with its own R&D division was so that he could, hire people out to, go out and make me some tungsten batarangs just purely for, scientific purposes. It has nothing to do with that guy who's fighting crime at night.
That's actually kind of why I made Olena the head of an engineering department at a university, because like the research projects be like, hey, you want some extra credit? Here, try and design this, kind of thing. So that's why I made her the head of engineering at U of M. So it's like, for one, she has the smarts, and also like when like Avery, obviously, her parents being like really smart people, she picked up a few things kind of here and there. That's why she has like rudimentary knowledge of a lot of things. But like her mother being an engineer, it's like, oh, this wiring, it's so wrong. What have you done to this thing? Kind of thing. Like, did I teach you nothing?
a university would be an excellent place to do it, because now I'm thinking way back. You'll have to find a VHS copy of this. But there was a young Val Kilmer movie called Real Genius, and the head professor was contracted by the government to build an orbiting space laser. And rather than, tell the students, hey, let's build an orbiting space laser, he's like, I want your special project to be a highly polished reflective mirror with a concave to it. And he just like gave them all individual projects that all just happen to be components of an orbiting space laser.
Yeah, and there's so many different ways you can kind of mask it, and obviously with her being like the head, so like that was the whole thing. Where and like the cover story for it was she made a real superhero suit for her husband as an anniversary present, and they kind of thing. And she had the whole department working for like a month solid to do it. But like cover story was, oh, this is a real superhero suit. I'm doing it for my husband because he's such a freaking dweeb. Like it's our 10th anniversary or something, and I want to make him happy. Let's surprise him. It's like we're
going to Comic-Con. he needs to cosplay.
Yes, and I don't want and no spandex.
Yeah, no. Oh God, no spandex. It's our 10th anniversary. He has dad bod, so nobody wants to see that.
We need to cover the folds, not accentuate them.
Exactly. My superhero suit is going to be a baggy sweatshirt and rope tied sweatpants.
Leather.
Leather?
Leather is great for dad bods because it hides everything.
I know, but it's hot.
Well, if you depends on when you're superheroing, because if you're superheroing in Siberia, or dare I say Michigan in the dead of winter where it's like 20 degrees out, you'll be happy you have that leather.
Yes, yeah, yeah, that's true. RC, good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in there. Appreciate you. Um, so she's back now. Refresh me where the explosive climax of number one left us.
So number one left us. They did a raid onto the Garden of Eden, which is like the head of Eden Pharmaceuticals, Harrison's old company. You know, they kind of wanted to see if they can suss anything out. You know, it's like kind of like a test thing, but also like kind of suss anything out. And they got into a scrape, and during it, Kathleen, not Kennedy,
easy to say both together, isn't it? It just kind of rolls right out.
Well, her actual name is Kathleen Johnson, which doesn't really help my case one bit, but I've made no bones to hide it, but still, she had like a USB thing around her neck, and kind of bit by happenstance, so like you can kind of call that what you will, but like it's like Avery's like, oh, this looks important, kind of grabs it from her neck and leaves, and that was kind of like the readouts of like all the stuff, and Scotty basically goes to the USB drive, finds the location of an old storage container, which has a lot of the stuff we never knew where it was until now. And so basically the whole thing is they got to go to the storage container, kind of trying to find something that can help them. Scotty pretty much knows what's probably going to happen, so he gives her a flare. And little does Avery know that another person has come to play.
And that person is, coincidentally, and as the way comics work, her former best frenemy. No. Is that a secret? Is it?
You just have to read. It could be anyone. You just have to read and find out.
The way they keep doing that in comics, I'm tempted to. I'm halfway expecting some Gotham story to come out that Bruce Wayne went to kindergarten with Jack Napier, and you know they fought over a cookie, and it all started back then. Because that's anyway. She's going to come up against an arch enemy. She's going to have an opposite number, or maybe just an anti-hero who's like antagonistic. At any rate, they're connected, and they're going to be fighting.
Yes. You basically at the end of issue 1, Kathleen says, "Get me Shiva," and now you get to find out exactly who Shiva is. You know, now you know they got one costume person fight against them. Time they brought in their own costume person to fight back. You know, like fire with fire, if you will.
And we've seen Shiva. She's in the thumbnail of the video. She's on the thumbnail of the. What am I thinking?
Literally the background right now.
Yeah, the background of the Kickstarter thumbnail.
I just gotta say, I love how the way the art is. Like your head is Shiva, your head is Avery's, mine is Shiva. Like that actually works out really well.
It's totally accidental.
Well, it works.
But you know, this character is female and named Shiva. DC has a female character named Lady Shiva. I always find that interesting because Shiva's a male. Shiva's a Hindu god, not goddess. Kali is the opposite number there.
I actually kind of call that out where like when Shiva says her name, Avery is like, "Who's your sidekick, Krishna?"
Oh, nice. Yeah, because you know it's like.
So yeah, I even kind of lampshaded a little bit.
Oh, it's a cool sounding name though, so people just take it.
Well, yeah, my thing is because like Shiva was like the many-armed god, and like because Shiva uses like the rope dart thing, Scorpion. You know, I thought thematically, plus, you know, Shiva is of Indian descent, so it's like, hey, you know, thematically it all works.
Now, see, I thought it was Kali who is the many-armed god because I write Kali for the Destroyer, and you know she's got all the yellow wearing fuzzies. They could both have it though. I think they're both represented with having many arms in different incarnations.
I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but still, it's a cool name, and I'm keeping it.
Comic book in your world, this character is like that. So the they go get their own fighter, Shiva, and this is the fight scene, right? I mean, this is head-to-head battle.
Yeah, we do see some Mortal Kombat action going on.
So this would be then Screecher's first real fight.
Real fight, yes.
Is she prepared for such a thing?
It's not looking good.
She's gonna get her ass kicked. Okay, well, that's what I would expect, though, because it's issue 2 of 4. The hero is supposed to, say, "Wow, this is a whole lot harder than I thought it was. Maybe I better rethink this." Oh, okay, now I know what I'm doing. I can come back and win.
Yeah, and like even earlier on in the issue, where like she meets Chandra, her old friend. Like Chandra is like actually instructing people. It's kind of like a little Karate Kid action going on, where like they get into a fight, and like she kind of wails on him. Avery gets in like one block. She like blocks one strike, but that's it. It's mostly like very lopsided. Eventually, like she got like Chandra kind of tosses her, and then she kind of like Avery grabs the ponytail, brings her down. But like that's it. Like it's very much in Chandra's favor. But that's because like Avery's a bit out of practice. Like she might have some muscle memory, like okay, but like Chandra, she's literally been doing this entire time, and she's like an instructor level, like literally the head instructor of that dojo. So like, yeah, of course she'd be more at it.
I'm just wondering, when Chandra takes Screecher, I keep saying when Chandra takes her down to the floor, does she literally say in the dojo, "Strike first, strike hard, no mercy"?
I'm not that blatant.
Okay.
No, but like, the situation, the way it plays out is very reminiscent of like that scene when Daniel first walks into the Cobra Kai dojo, and then like Johnny sees him, looks up, kind of smiles. Like it's kind of that scene almost a little bit. Like,
oh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
She walks in, they lock eyes, they say each other's names. She's like, "Get out! Get the heck out!" It's like, "Oh, fine. Someone never taught you a lesson." Then she kind of like takes it's like, and then the head of the dojo, Asher, kind of comes in. He's like this big dude, but he's like a really nice guy. It's like he calls him a frick. It's just a really good scene.
So the 4-issue arc, though, it's more than just it's about more than just Screecher and Shiva being enemies and fighting. There's an overarching mystery that Screecher's trying to get to the bottom of, and she can only do it in costume form.
Yeah, uncovering the mystery of like what happened to her father, like why they set her up, what was the whole reason why they wanted a false charge. Like where does Eden play into all this, and like what's her misgiving? Can she free her father? Meanwhile, like she's kind of up against the clock because like they got this deal going on with I kind of start to really put the plot in motion because like at the end you kind of find out there's like this substance at play. It's kind of like kryptonite-esque substance. It's of our world, but like it kind of plays out like kryptonite. I'm gonna leave it at that, but that also kind of leads into issue 3 where they're kind of dealing with a company in Seattle, which by the way that is a tease for my next comic. By the way,
Something in universe then.
Yes, I am laying down some prologue, if you will.
Okay. Can you tell us what the name of the book's going to be?
Eco Ray.
Eco Ray.
Yes, he's kind of like an Aquaman, Iron Man kind of character.
Okay. I'm getting a Captain Planet vibe off the name.
There is some eco-terrorists involved. Like there's an organization called Blackfish. They're eco-terrorists, but it's basically kind of mixed like Aquaman, Iron Man with a lot of fantastical like Little Mermaid-esque elements into it.
Okay, so he's going to be otherworldly, like Atlantean otherworldly.
No, he's going to be a human, but he has like some abilities. Like basically, he has like this suit that allows him to like go through water really quickly. Also, kind of gives him like water bending powers, like like Avatar, and also like strength and whatnot with the suit. And later on, you might find out that like because like like basically the character created a suit for like perpetual tidal energy, and the like water kind of runs through the suit, kind of like Tron-esque, has like turbine in the middle. But like nobody was able to get to work. But as soon as he touches it, it hums to life for some reason, and you'll kind of find out like maybe he didn't need the suit after all. Maybe the suit kind of brought out his powers. You know, like, we've seen that happen in comics sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It was the key to opening your ability. So he is like Iron Man, and the suit is designed not to really, maybe applies. I haven't seen anything, but it's really designed to be a water usage suit, to swim, to deep dive, and to use water as an energy source and also as a weapon.
Yeah, like he can use it outside of water to manipulate water, and obviously, like he kind of gets like strength and bursts of speed. But like if he uses those outside of water, it kind of depletes the energy, so he needs like a water source to replenish it. And then like his father was the owner of a military arms manufacturer called Aquatech, where they're focused on like marine warfare, and then they're kind of get involved with SCREECHER.
All right, so
I'm trying not to give away too much.
I understand, and I like the fact that you're launching other titles or preparing the groundwork for them before ending SCREECHER. So it's not like are you going to go SCREECHER 1, 2, 3, 4, and then whatever Eco Ray's title is, or are you going to go SCREECHER 1, 2, 3, Eco Ray 1, SCREECHER 4, so that there's like this continuity?
Probably SCREECHER 1, 2, 3, 4, because I want to get that trade paperback out there, because like that'll be key to kind of funding things. It's like right now I'm releasing floppy, but like once I get to like the first trade paperback, I'm hoping that like I make enough money to just go straight into another trade paperback. So like people won't like. So it's like, yeah, you waited 4 years for volume 1. You'll just have to wait another year, maybe 2 years for volume 2. That's my hope.
Okay. And folks, the reason I got the picture up here, this is of course the Kickstarter pre-launch. It is less than 24 hours at this point now, before this will become a full-fledged campaign that you can go in and throw money at. So until that point, what I need you to do is click on the link below the video, which will take you to the screen right here. Don't need any money. Don't need your wallet. Just click this thing that says notify me on launch. And look, they will email you when this thing launches, so you can be one of the first backers. That's all I'm asking you tonight, guys. Just sign up. Mike Walters in the chat, dropping by to like and say hi. Always appreciate Mike popping by. Do go over at the top of the hour and hit up Mike Walters' show, The Mic Stand, as he delves into all the niche news of pop culture. And tune into The Mic Stand this Friday, because every Friday is I call it Antiques Comics Roadshow. It's the comics historical retrospective. Mike goes back to the golden age and works his way forward every Friday, and we read these comics live on the air, doing voices like radio theater. It's a ton of fun, and you may learn something before it's done. So do check it out. So this is going to launch tomorrow. You've been showing a lot of artwork. This book is close to finished, I'm thinking.
It's actually like pretty much finished. We're just kind of doing like the last tweaks on the lettering, because we had the letterer do their thing, but we've kind of discovered a few like typos here and there. So like we're going back and fixing those. But the book is already done. In fact, I've been sharing the pre-release version with a few people, like the full pre-release version. So like I'd say the book is like 99% done right now. Like a few minor tweaks to the letters, but that's it.
So when this campaign's run its course, it ships. It's out the door.
Well, as long as the person handling the fulfillment can do their job.
You know what? I've seen him mess up some stuff. So I have major doubts about his ability sometimes.
You know what? Screw it. I should just hire Critical Blast instead.
Well, oh, yeah, okay.
I like how you had to think about that for a second.
Let's just say it's not about dwelling on mistakes. It's on how you go about fixing them. It's nothing. It's actually we've been growing by leaps and bounds to the point that I've actually hired people. And when you got 6 or 7 variant books laying out in front of you and you're doing the same thing over and over, it's real easy to grab the wrong book sometimes.
Yeah,
So,
and honestly, this will be the third campaign you've worked on with me. You do a great job.
Well, thank you.
Speaking of variants, I'll have 2, potentially 3 cover variants on available. So yeah. So I got the main cover, as you see here, that was done by Nefarious Watcher over on Twitter. And then for a variant cover, a fan kind of like, I made a comment like, oh, well, I wouldn't give to see Screecher in a Mike Turner style kind of thing. And I had a fan actually send me such a cover. I'm actually kind of pulling it up right now to show you.
I was going to say, if you got it, show that. I'll take this down. Show it. Show us some artwork. Show us the goodies. Not those goodies. Oh, yeah.
Yep, so this was done by Princess Kurgan. Just want to note, the logo will be changed out. Xevious is doing a custom logo. I should have it tomorrow or so, but like the logo will be different when it goes in print. So I just wanted to kind of put that there. But yeah,
okay.
So just like a Mike Turner style cover and whatnot.
Yeah, the cape is very much feathers there, as like, you know, this cape here is like a feathery texture to the cape. It's kind of like layered onto it. That Mike Turner-esque drawing is like, wow, she sewed feathers together into a cape.
Yeah, but they're both good. And then here's a
they're great.
What?
They're both great. They're absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and here's a better look at Shiva for you. Like, oh, the costume design is just so on point.
Yeah, she's got that whole scorpion chain thing going on there too. That's yeah. I always thought about, you know, can you imagine fighting somebody with a chain like that in real life? It's like you throw the chain and then, you know, like it hits and they're like, ow, that hurt. And then you got to reel it all back in.
Well, to be fair, if you ever watch how like rope dart practitioners like do it, they can be pretty freaking deadly. Like they're just kind of flowing around because the rope dart, it is a piercing tool, but it's also a slashing tool. Like the way it goes and like the way they pull it back, it is like, it's a very beautiful to watch. Like I can like I feel like the rope dart is heavily underutilized in fiction because it's a very beautiful weapon to see kind of flowing around. Like if you ever watch videos of people doing the rope darts, it is very visually pleasing.
It's the deadlier version of that whole Cirque du Soleil with you know, what they do with, I don't even know what they call it. You've seen the acrobats with their big long strips of cloth and they just like twists and flies in a pattern in the air.
Yeah.
Like it's art. It's making this floating sculpture that disappears as soon as you see it.
So we're going for $1,500, which I'm pretty confident my fandom can do it. But we actually have, easy. Last time I got $1,300 in a week, so yeah, it's doable. But I have stretch goals this time around.
Okay.
So it's $1,500 at $2,000. I will be doing a new 6 a.m. sticker. Basically, 6 a.m. has agreed he'll do his own rendition of Shiva. He hasn't done it now. I'm kind of waiting for that to happen. But anyone who gets a physical copy will get the sticker included. And then at 2.5K, I will be doing a line art edition of the book, which is a physical version of the book, which is just the black and white line art.
Nice. Yeah, I love black and white artwork. Sometimes the color just it hides the fine line details.
Well, that must mean like, well, you ship Turn Samurai, so you know I do that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah, so it'll be black and white, no lettering, but just the line art. And this will be a physical book that'll be included. Basically, everyone's going to get an additional book. And then at 3K, that's really where the magic happens. So at 3K, I am going to have an extra cover made by Joe M. Sontag.
Ooh, I know that name.
Yes, so I've talked to Joe, and he has agreed to do this. You know, we agreed on the price and everything. So at 3K, there will be an additional Joe M. Sontag cover, and anybody who's ordered a comic will have the option of switching over their comic to that cover.
That's now okay. How does Indiegogo do that? Or not Indiegogo, Kickstarter.
I think I'd have to send a survey, probably to people. Like, yeah, because like I'll have to figure that out, but I'm pretty certain I'll be able to manage it somehow.
Okay, so you know you'll have ordered one cover, and then the survey comes out and says, pick the cover you want.
I'm hoping so. I'm not gonna say for certain.
Yeah, that might be easier than I'm thinking, because you could always just have the tier be cover of your choice. Right now, there's only one to choose. But if you hit a stretch goal, then there might be two to choose, and if you hit another stretch goal, there might be three to choose. You don't know until you get there. But then the survey could say pick your cover. So
yeah, right now the way I have it set up is for the base tier, for the base physical tier. I have two separate, like one for one cover, one for the alt cover, and they're the same price, and that's how people choose. But for this, this is definitely going to be a learning experience, and I look forward to learning as I go.
Oh, it's every campaign is a new learning experience. I'm doing something different every time, and I'm learning the way that people do things differently every time, and figuring out how to keep the system flowing. For instance, we just started doing Shopify orders. That's
oh wow! So let me pull up some good some good
show us
the
interiors.
Yes, I will show you not only the interiors, but because I'm like right close to launch, I actually don't mind showing the actual letters of the finished book. Present share screen. I'm just gonna share my entire screen. So. All right, let's just kind of stop at a random one.
So tell me when you're ready to share it.
All right, go for it.
So this is, I'm guessing, the scene in the dojo.
Yeah, where I was talking about like the fight.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yep, here we go. There we go. There's the Karate Kid scene for you.
Yep. Hey, that's where I went as a kid. Hey, I'd like to get back into. And then oh, it's you.
And just like shout out to both of my artists, Brian Q and then the colorist Art in Black. They just knocked it out of the park for this one.
Yeah, and it's this is a family-friendly book, people. How many grown women do you know say, "What the heck are you doing here?" Like you're 6 years old again.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep it at least somewhat PG, But yeah, just look at that lighting. I love it.
And then, of course, this is what we're really here for: the superhero action.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Return of the Silver Bullet, and then
the Silver Bullet. That's the
motorcycle.
Yeah,
it's the name of the motorcycle. I wanted to be fancy.
And it's not even owl related, so it's it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
not everything has to be the owl. This.
Yeah, I mean, she certainly made it her own, but yeah.
There's somebody hiding back there.
Whoever could it be?
I don't know. But I bet it's her.
Oh, also, like this inspiration is totally from Kratos. Like God of War, where he had like the chains around his arms.
Yeah.
That is exactly why I did that. So, and then. I couldn't help myself.
Well, enjoy your joke. You're gonna die.
Also, like, just look at how good. I love this panel.
That's a James Bond shot.
Yeah, just look at that.
See what I mean? She gets cut.
Yeah. And then, like, he tries to do her old trick, and it's like, nope, not gonna work this time. But in a talk.
Now you and of course now she does the thing that I would think you would do, which is if it misses you, grab the chain. Don't
Well, no, she kind of rolls out of the way.
Oh, okay. I thought she
I need
grabbed
to-
it in that scene.
I need to scroll back. So beforehand, he gives her a flare. It's like he kind of knows what's gonna happen, like, yeah, you're probably gonna need to destroy evidence, so here, take this. And ends up saving her butt, because like she kind of does a pause, like, oh, if you move, I'll do this. And he's like,
And she would, and she did.
yeah, I'm not gonna go further because like there's kind of like a spoiler, you
Yeah,
see, but
don't do that. I like the effect that you're going for here with her standing in front of the big roaring fire and being backlit.
yeah, I love this shot though. Like the lighting is just also like you wouldn't, I would like it just Sometimes my dialogue is on point. Sometimes.
How dare you?
But yeah. So yeah, there's your kind of preview of that. So
Very, very cool. So tell me about the launch party you're planning tomorrow. What you got guests lined up? Come on and
it's probably going to be me, Jared, and my usual because I usually do like my stream, the Friday Night Frenzy. At that time, I mean, this is basically an episode of the Friday Night Frenzy. And we're launching it. It's also gonna be simulcast on my friend Jared Comics League's channel. We'll be launching the book proper at 6:30. Oh, hey, Wetfire.
oh hey, we got another chat.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for popping in, sir. Appreciate it.
Yep, launching the book proper at 6:30, and then anybody who donates can come onto the show for 5 minutes and just talk about whatever they want. They want to tell me how much of a crappy human being I am. Donate to the Kickstarter, and I will give you that privilege.
I have a special tier for that one. It's the $100 tier, non-refundable. Come in and just tell me what you think. Now you said 6:30. That's 6:30 Eastern time.
Yes.
So that would be 5:30 my time. I will be off work. I can pop in and check that out. So
All right. Sweet. Yeah, the stream itself starts at 6, and we're launching the comic at 6:30. I'm just kind of making sure to empathize that because like that gives time people to kind of filter in and whatnot, so that way there's enough people there when we launch it.
yeah. So at what point in your comics career with Screecher is it time to introduce the merch?
That is a very good question that I haven't figured out yet.
Yeah, I mean, first issue definitely not the time, but the second issue, I would say third issue, because if you got a third issue, that means that you had people buy the second issue. That means you've got returning customers. Now it's time to.
Well, there is like T-shirts available. Of what I had like the old logo on it, but I am actually planning like once I get the new logo from Xevious, the alternate cover that you saw, like the Mike Turner one. I actually do have one without a background on it. Let me just kind of that was all right. So this one basically. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on a T-shirt with the new SCREECHER logo.
Oh, okay, that'd be a nice picture.
Yeah, that'll be a good T-shirt.
I was looking. They sell hoodie capes.
See, the problem is if I wanted to do a SCREECHER hoodie, I'd have to like have like the ears thing, and I need to have like a custom print for the feathers. Like that's not that big of a deal, Like if I have like a kind of like a hoodie with like a cape with like the feathers, kind of thing.
You could always do the 1970s Captain America thing and just print the ears on the side of the hoodie.
Actually, if I were to do it, probably what I do is like have like the hoodie but with a cape coming down, but then like the inside is like more like this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that might be pretty cool. But just like have like the clasp and like adding an additional like cloth cape to it is probably not that much more for like a hoodie. Like it's a little extra, but it's doable.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm looking at capes with hoods right here. $359. You must have to order probably 5,000 of them to get them at $359.
I mean, like stuff
And
I've thought about. Like, I really want to do a Screecher plushie. I think that would do really well because, like, I think like the Screecher's character definitely is plushieable. Like, I think that would work really well. I've done stickers. I've done trading cards. I'm open to pretty much anything, really.
I say, you know what nobody's done that I'm aware of, and the Screecher would really lend herself towards. And I'm going to use the branded name here, but obviously not that. But a Screecher Barbie. People have done action figures, people have done plushies, but you've got this strong female hero, and who do strong female heroines get remade as in the toy stores? As Barbies.
Oh my god! If I actually imagine I actually teamed up with Mattel to do a Screecher Barbie doll. Also, Whitefire. I'm totally stealing that.
Get a motorcycle that turns into a hang glider. It's not like Nintendo hasn't given you the blueprints for how that works.
But just like the action figures just make themselves. Like, she's got a motorcycle, she's got the hero, you got the villain, you got the play sets. It's like it makes it.
I'll tell you what, it's expensive because I almost got one and I was like, I'm not spending that money. But they did do a Barbie Batgirl on her motorcycle, and it was the little cloth kind of ears there because it's Barbie, and they kind of had a little pointed tip down. It's like you could take that and just customize the heck out of it and get a Screecher going. Just with
like that would probably be a good one-off, but I don't know if I could sell that as merch because the thing is, when you're developing something, I could get a Screecher plushie made and it would probably look pretty good. But my thing is, can I do things at scale? Can I do things where I can actually make a profit off of it? That's the thing that I look at.
The motorcycle hang glider that was in the Captain America movie, the one where I said you could just paint the ears on the side of the because that was always what disappointed me. He wore a motorcycle helmet. That was his costume.
Okay.
Although it was cool because, again, I'll go back to that thing where the owl silencer thing. I thought it was really cool that the motorcycle had this silent mode on it, and he'd click it on for no reason other than dramatic effect, and it was just let's run so quiet. I'm like, didn't occur to me that they just muted the camera while they were recording.
I mean, if you want to go into toy action, it's very you press a button, you get the screeching sound, and with Shiva, it's you got the thing right here, you press a button, it shoots a rope dart out. It's the stuff makes themselves.
Yes, you can absolutely do these things. At what cost?
Can I do them at scale? Cost and scale.
Well, that's what we got to look. Custom fashion dolls. That's what they call them.
The plushie is definitely high on that list. It's I just really think a Screecher plushie would do really well, not just on Kickstarters, but also at cons. I could definitely sell a lot of those Screecher plushies at cons.
Yeah, and I know that people make these because I've seen them in custom areas. There's the bobblehead. People still like bobbleheads.
All right, here we go.
You got something.
Oh, okay. You sent it to me on Twitter?
No, I didn't send you anything.
Oh, you said I got something.
Oh, I thought you had something. But because I was looking at the custom dolls, and they brought up custom bobbleheads where you send in your photo and they make a bobblehead of you. Those things still sell. You could probably I haven't seen anybody do a bobblehead. So
sure, I'm open to the possibility.
Brainstorming. I think the fashion doll is the coolest option for this. So plushies are good too. I've got my own handful of plushies. I've got an Embrace plushie. I've got an Otzi plushie from Mike Jimmy's Life on Korra. I've seen other plushies that I don't have. I don't have to get them all. Bed's only so big. I don't sleep with them. They're on a shelf.
But yeah, I want to do plushies. I just got to find a way to do it to where I have some meat on the bone, kind of thing.
Yeah, I can find out for you people I've seen order, maybe get you the connections, but I don't know that they're great connections. I don't know if they're great.
Yeah,
cost.
like I'd love to do like action figures or stuff like that, but action figures are really expensive. Like,
Yes, they are.
apparently
you can do a Hot Wheels car.
Like, I'm trying to think, like, if I were to do an action figure, what would I do? Like, because this is kind of like based off of like late 90s kind of thing. Like, I could do like a late 90s action figure, or I don't know.
Yeah, the X-Men action figures that were out were awesome. I used to kit bash Psylocke figures all the time into other characters in the 90s.
I had some of those figures. They were okay, a bit stiff, but they were okay.
Oh yeah, they had. That was the time when action figures were going past the straight up pose, but you had a lot of articulation, to superpose, but don't move me. Because
or like superpose where it's like, or sometimes it's like,
yeah,
like they had the ball joint here, but like that was it,
It was like the $6 Million Man action figure. That was but again, that was a big one. Like the GI Joes, they had all kinds of articulation.
I remember one figure I had. It was like a Wolverine figure, but he was like in a spacesuit, and like there was kind of like the thing right here where he could pop out his claws. I always thought that was so cool. I could like unsheath his claws. That was always cool.
Yeah, but usually it's like they were in the package, and I'm going with Psylocke for an example because she was like kind of posed with a hip cock kind of thing, and you'd take them out and they couldn't even stand in their straight up pose. And you'd like try to straighten their legs up, and like so that they were balanced. But now it's like it didn't look natural because again it was a sculpt more than it was an articulated action figure.
Yeah, if I do free action figures, even if I do one with limited posability, they have to be designed in a way that like they look cool, but they can still be played with.
The GI Joe style. That's the way to go. They're just a straight stand-up pose. They can be posed any way you want. Put weapons in their hands because they've got that. They're always, their hands are always curled, ready to pop a gun into them. Although Screecher doesn't use a gun, so that I've seen yet.
No, she does not use a gun. Her weapons are, she's got the claws, the sonic cannon, and that's about it. Her feet do have the claws, so like you can do like a swooping down attack. That's mostly just to kind of grab people and get out of there. Like kind of like how the birds, like the owls, like swooping on their prey. Like because the suit is mostly built for stealth. Like she's really not supposed to be getting into fights. It's basically just kind of to swoop out and grab people, and then like get those people out of there.
Exactly. Well, I was gonna say, yeah. So her hands would be just like curled, so they could go into a motorcycle handlebar to hold on to that.
Yeah,
but
like
then you gotta
have the motorcycle.
Gotta have the motorcycle, and then of course you would clip on the claws. They'd be like the accessory that you like, that just clips on around her wrist or around her ankles, and play Screecher. Go have adventures. Get a Screecher, get a Shiva, and
well, probably what I would do is I'd probably just have like different hands. Like I'd probably have like the regular hands, and I'd have like more the clawed hands. You just kind of switch between them. That's what I would do. Probably be easiest.
Yeah, I've always avoided those because I was like, you got to pop them out of the wrist and pop them back in. I was like, wear and tear. But then again, how often are you going to switch the hands out? And of course, you got to worry about losing the hand.
I mean, there's also the joint where you can kind of lift them up and lift them down, like those. I'm like those that there's less wear and tear on those types. But then again, you got like an obvious weak point right here where like they can just kind of fall out if you do it wrong. Yeah. Just
go with a basic toy if you do toys at all. It's your product. Do what you want.
Eventually there will be Screecher action figures. It's just those are like cost, and it'll be cheaper to do a plushie because that's just one pose and kind of thing, and just it's a lot easier.
Yeah. All right. Well, Nick, we've reached the top of the hour here. Congratulations, man. I mean, you're sticking with it. You've had what is this? Your 5th comic now?
I believe so. Yeah. So I've got 3, maybe my 6th, because I got 3 issues of Turn Samurai in the can. 1 issue of Product Access. That's 4.
Oh, there you go.
1 issue of Screecher. That's
Yeah.
5. So this will be my 6th.
This is the 6th. No stopping you now.
I'm an old man. I'm an old man in the scene now.
Yeah, you're a veteran of the comics industry at this point. So.
Oh dear God! Like, oh dear God, I'm old.
I remember back when. No.
I remember back when you used digital webbing to get your talent. Now you can just go on Twitter, make an ad, and 5,000 Chinese people are going to flood your inbox.
Yes, and they will put your character on T-shirts, and you'll find them in stores before you even know that they're being sold.
How crazy would that be? Like, if I like, you know, if you're like going, if someone's in like a market in like Bangladesh, and they're like, "Hey, dude," and they send you a picture, and there's like SCREECHER T-shirts.
Yeah, well, that was a thing on Twitter for a while because there was like a bot, a Chinese T-shirt shop bot, and people would, people would post up designs, and then you've seen people say, "Oh, that is so cool! I'd love to see that on a T-shirt." Somebody had a bot that looked for the phrase, "I'd love to see that on a T-shirt," would roll back to the image and do print-on-demand T-shirts and advertise that image on the shirt. So people started messing with it, and they started just putting up graphics of like, "I'd love to see that on a T-shirt," and then say it. And it was funny because it was obvious that there was a bot at play because you'd start seeing the ads, and very obviously that was not something that was really good.
And then people started posting probably really nasty stuff, some inappropriate
as people will, yes.
And the moment somebody did a Winnie the Pooh picture, the entire thing got shut down.
That's right.
No. They did a TMN. No, they had a tank, and Winnie the Pooh was standing in front of the tank, in front of the square. Oh, that'll get anything Chinese shut down real quick.
Yep, that would be done. They would have both. They would have both the Chinese government and Disney coming at them from both sides.
Well, only if you put the red shirt on, because the red shirt is when it becomes copyright. Like that's why you're seeing Winnie the Pooh, but he's without his shirt, because the shirt is a Disney edition, and that is still under copyright. Like I've seen some people in indie space have like a red scarf. That's kind of creeping up against it, but whatever.
You got something red to indicate, so that people get the whole Winnie the Pooh thing, because otherwise he's naked. He's just a big yellow bear, Edward Bear.
I mean, bears are naked.
Yeah, they are. Technically, Winnie the Pooh's only got a T-shirt on. That's not very helpful.
That bear is not wearing pants.
That bear's bare.
That bear has a bare ass.
We are deviating. We are deviating wildly off course.
By the way,
as we
I just hit the pun hat trick. I don't do that very often, but I just did the pun hat trick.
There you go. All right, Nick, thank you so much for coming on tonight, man. Been a pleasure talking with you. Looking forward to seeing SCREECHER number 3, seeing all of the issues of SCREECHER number 2 soon. And as I said 3 because I'm thinking, what's it, 6 months between issues?
Yeah. So Turn Salmon number 4 is going to be hitting probably April or May of next year.
All right, we will look for that because we know it's coming. There's Nick's not disappearing, people, and his books get fulfilled. So with that, everyone in the chat, thank you so much for being here tonight. We don't have a show without you. We're just a podcast falling in the woods otherwise. So we're glad you're here. And while you were here, we just hope you had a blast. Good night.